here. Today is 31st of January when I'm recording this, and it's the last day of the first month of 2020. Only recently we were thinking about New Year, New Me. It seemed so far away, and we were full of determination that we are going to make it this year. So, end of the year is a good indicator what remaining 11 months will look like for you. And today I wanted to talk about social media and numbers. And it may not be the most exciting topics, but the sooner you will fall in love with this process, it doesn't need to take a lot of time, literally 15 minutes, and even less if you do it on a weekly basis. But at the end of the months, I would encourage you to look through your numbers, through your social media presence. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Inga Deksne, and I help spiritual and intuitive entrepreneurs to become more visible through social media, making their business profitable and, most importantly, enjoyable. So let's talk about numbers. As I mentioned before, it's good to do it on the last day of the month. Before you do your planning, you need to have a review of your current situation and how you can do it. So basically, I do it on a piece of paper. So you take paper like this and you list all your social media channels, including your blog post and also including Facebook profile and Facebook business page, because you represent yourself even when you are on what is considered to be like a personal profile on Facebook. But when we take each platform separately, like go back and look how many videos did you post on YouTube, how many views those videos got. And I want to also make a difference here, because you may have created a lot of videos as a part of your paid programs that are unlisted or private videos. It's still a creation. However, they're more for content delivery, but they're not for marketing purposes. So for marketing purposes, we count only those videos that go to public. For instance, in January, I created more than 20 videos, and it's a part of my online summit preparation. But to the public, there were only 3 videos. And when you go through these numbers, no judgment should be involved. No emotional involvement. It's just facts. So it's just numbers. It's for you to know how you can tweak your activities later on, next month. So then you look at your Facebook profile, your personal profile. And I have seen many of my clients, so they put a lot of effort on a business page, but they neglect their personal profile. They don't express their personal opinions. They don't talk about their business. Usually what they share, other people's Facebook lives, other videos, maybe some inspirational post or some news, but there is no personality coming through. You need to be intentional what kind of content you put on your personal profile as well. And then comes Facebook page. So you need to love your inside part of the business. And I know that a lot of people ignore this. They completely forget that there is such a function to look at Facebook statistics. And Facebook does so much for business owners to be able to use a business page as a professional business tool, helping you to make money. So when you can have a informed decision about what's happening with your page, like everyone is too bigger of statement, but a lot of people complain that Facebook is decreasing reach, there is no enough organic reach, so there is no point in doing it. I can guarantee you, if you show up on your Facebook page regularly, especially if you do it once, more than once a day, you will see results. I have promised myself, and so far I kept this promise, to do daily Facebook Lives. And I can see my organic reach is going 3 times higher than it used to be. I've seen my client who every time she does Facebook Live, she gets new followers, organic followers, who don't need to be invited specifically to like your page. So it's very important to be consistent. And it's only when you have this knowledge of how many people view your lives. It can be dependent on what time you go live and how long you do it, what topics you are covering. Without doing a consistent work, you don't get this information. And marketing, it is like a separate activity. Yes, you need to show up. And it's so much easier when people come to you and say, I want to work with you, I want to pay you whatever amount of money you will say, I will pay. This is ideal situation, and it can happen, and for many people it happens, but it's because they have put work before. So if it's not your reality yet, it means that you need to put a little bit more of an effort. And knowing your numbers will help you to know how to be skillful with your efforts, that you are not wasting your time, you are very intentional. So if whatever you take away from this video, being intentional with your work is your mantra for the day, if you wish. Then we go to Instagram, and Instagram as well. So when I looked at my post, like the feelings that I got, and I know that many people have the same feeling, is that I have posted a lot. For me, it's because I have two channels on Instagram, and I've been posting regularly on each of them. But when I counted, on one of my accounts, I posted 16 posts, which mean every second day, and around 20 videos on my other channel. And I thought that I was pretty consistent. Well, 20 posts per month, it's not bad. But when you are looking at your numbers, so there is no guessing, you take all the guessing work out. The same goes for LinkedIn. Have you put your messages or your articles? Have you connected with people? Because at the moment, everyone is saying that the LinkedIn is a savior of social media platforms, that it's going to, if you're not on LinkedIn, you are missing out. And if you are, then you are cashing a lot of money. It's true and it's not true. So you need to be consistent with your LinkedIn presence. And this consistency comes not with connecting with as many people as possible, because lately I've been getting so many LinkedIn invitation without any follow-up. And I'm kind of, and this is my weakness, I know, but when something has a hype around it, I have such a huge resistance. So if everyone, again, everyone is not the right word, but many experts are suggesting LinkedIn is a place to be, I have this internal resistance that kicks in, and I don't want to be interested in LinkedIn only because there is so much hype around it. And maybe it works against me, but it's just how I work. Let's say when everyone was hyping around Harry Potter books, I couldn't care less. And I started reading Harry Potter book only when the seventh book was out, only because I was against all the hype. I haven't read Game of Thrones yet. Haven't, well, I watched one episode of this film, didn't like it, and I don't like that it has such a huge hype around it, because it has a lot of fans. And it may be silly, because if so many people liked it, maybe it's good. but it's just the way how I am, and I understand. And maybe what I would personally do around LinkedIn, I would be putting a lot of more effort to be strategic and being, against this word, intentional about my presence on LinkedIn and how I wanted to work on my terms. Again, without making this reflection, you don't have a self-awareness. So I think it's also a huge plus if you are self-aware of what works for you, what doesn't, and how you can use it for yourself. I wanted to also draw your attention towards Pinterest. Is such a neglected platform. It was such a neglected platform by me. But if you have a blog post, even if you have just a YouTube video, it's a brilliant, brilliant tool to drive traffic to your website. And I have at the moment 3,000 monthly viewers, and in the beginning of the month I had around 200. So it's because I put a lot of work in the beginning of the month. I'm not that active throughout the month, but this is a platform that I'm going to use more in February. And I encourage you, if you have your website, if you have your videos, you want to have Pinterest. And talking about Pinterest, so I run membership group which is called Magical Creators, and in Magical Creators we will be focusing on Pinterest this month, and I will be taking people on a journey with me how to use Pinterest more. So basically, if you're interested, reach out to me and I will send you a link how you can join Magical Creators even for a month. So and blog posts, I have a confession to make. For instance, in my head, I have written 4 blog posts as minimums. I got ideas, I knew all the angles I wanted to cover, and only when I looked back at my website, it turned out I haven't written anything. But in my head, I have so many topics. So let's say if you are similar to me and discovered that you haven't written a piece during January, mind you, in the beginning of the month, I was talking about being consistent, writing blog posts at least once a week. So by now I should have had 4 posts. So again, there is no point if I judge myself or I am full of remorse that I couldn't keep up with my word. It's just done deal. It has happened. So being emotional about it isn't necessary. But what I can do is that I can allocate time where even for 15 minutes for the first round, I sit and craft titles and bullet points what I'm going to write. And then I can allocate time when I write this post fully and find the ways how to encourage myself, how to motivate myself to finish and have at least 1 blog post a month. And I'm lucky in that regard that my Magical Creators Online Summit is coming out on in March. So I have to do a lot of preparation work, and I have to do a lot of social media work around it because I wanted to be successful. I have collected wisdom of so many people who are so knowledgeable in their area that it would be a shame if, because of me not showing up, not enough people see those interviews. And it will happen if I don't do anything. So it's not enough just to do a lot of work, right? So I have spent so much time conducting interviews, preparing, doing all the admin works, reaching out to people, and then doing editing work and putting it all together. But it doesn't mean a thing if nobody would know about it. The same goes for you. If you have this feeling that you put so much effort, you feel maybe tired, maybe a little bit burnt out as well. So you need to take a step back, look at your numbers without the emotions, being compassionate towards yourself, and just make a decision that you will do things differently next month, and just make sure that it's not a wish, it's your goals that you follow through. You have all the elements in place. And if you want some help, so book a call with me. There is a link I posted. It's no obligation calls, but let's have a conversation, and I probably can help you to see how, by working together, you can reach and achieve so much more. Thank you so much for watching this. I would appreciate if you can share this video if you find it useful, or tag some of your friends who would benefit of hearing this. Thank you so much, and let's have an amazing February. Bye for now.